Regan said an auditor would provide transparency to party members and to the public. The SNP is expected to release its membership figures after demands from all three candidates. Well, Graeme Spence is a member of Ash Regan's leadership campaign and he joins me now. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Hayley.
Why are the membership figures so important to your campaign?
Well, you see, in every election, there is a figure of people that get to vote. In this case, it's SNP members who were registered by the time the election opened. The electorate is required for many reasons. The primary one is understanding the scale of the message required. It's hard to know how many people you need to vote for you to cross the thresholds of victory if you don't actually know how many can vote. You can't quite work that out.
So how would that actually affect the campaign? I mean, if Ash Regan is going on TV and debating with the other candidates, members will be able to see her and have access to what she thinks and to her policies. How would actually having those names to hand or those numbers to hand make a difference?
Well, that's a good point. It is a good point that the message is certainly getting out there, and certainly in SNP elections that have gone past, this has never been that controversial. In fact, in the deputy leader competition, in constituency elections where you pick your local member, it isn't that controversial because those candidates are allowed to email the membership and they know through that email how many emails were delivered and how many they spoke to. It is odd, in this case, that the numbers aren't available.
So none of the candidates, as far as you know, have been able to do that, to email members?
No. So as part of this contest again, which is quite unique, the SNP HQ have taken the decision that for reasons unbeknownst to us, they don't want us to send direct emails to the membership. So we have no access to send a direct email to the membership. It is fair to say we submitted ballot text, which appears long beside the vote if you click on it. However, for the first time that I think in SNP history, we've not been allowed to send an email. Usually you're allowed 3 per candidate to kind of set out your stall.
Now, Ash Regan also wants to make sure, she says, that this election process is fair, transparent and equitable. Do you have reason to believe that it isn't?
No, I don't think we're making any specific claim that it's not. I think that's maybe been sensationalised in some of the media headlines. What we're saying, though, is that we've never been in a situation where the husband...
Well, that was what was in the letter.
Yeah, well, we're asking for that. We're not suggesting. What we're suggesting here is that when you have the husband, the current party leader, is the chief executive of the party, there is the open accusation that there may be impropriety, and that's why there needs to be a
Who's making that accusation?
Process. Well, we're saying that it's not an accusation. The husband of the party leader is literally the chief executive of the SNP. That's a known fact.
So does that mean that the process cannot be fair and equitable?
No, the process absolutely can be fair and equitable. And do you know what? I fully believe that in the end it will be.
With Peter Murrell involved in it?
Well, that's why we need an independent auditor.
Mm-hmm. OK. Well, we're going to get membership figures today and... Your candidate, Ash Regan, and Kate Forbes were due to hold a press conference, I think, at 3 p.m. Will that still be going ahead?
Well, it will go ahead if the membership figures are not released. Ash will have to set out her stall on the next steps. We're in a situation where the numbers have not been released, which is an oddity. We're in another situation where we're not saying that the process is being run impartially. What we're saying is it would be good to have that transparency, and it would be good to go back to the standards that are normally in place.
And are you suggesting that if Peter Murrell continuing in his position, does that affect the process or make it any less transparent or fair?
Well, I'd ask you. I mean, have the party responded to you?
Well, no, I'm asking you. I'm not making any... I have no stake in this.
What I would say is, would you accept, or would anybody rightfully accept, if Carrie was counting Boris's successors' votes?
Okay.
And I don't think the answer is yes.
Well, that's for you to tell me. Thank you very much indeed for joining us at Lunchtime Live. Graeme Spence from Ash Regan's campaign.